All right, we're back. Hang on, Sean. Who dropped 160? Did I miss $160 super chat? Let me know because a lot of times there's a delay. If you do a super chat at the end, I may not get it because I close out the thing. But let me know if I missed one that large. Obviously, I would want to go back and do that. Anyway, let's go on to the topic. I'll hunt that one down later if that's the case. This is from the Book of Numbers, and previous topic we had a discussion on, and the reason I wrote this book is the number one pursuit, the number one thing men have in their lives is women. Now, a lot of the questions and requests I get for consulting are logically and understandably based around women. And I wrote this book. It's a short book. It's really just a study, is what it is, an academic study, audited by an actuary, to attach some numbers to just how much resources, time, and energy you men are investing in the pursuit of women in the opposite sex, and then the price that you pay. Now, I'm not giving away the farm or anything like that, but my goal with this was, because men's minds are a little bit more black and white, empirical, mathematical. Like, look, guys, this is not 1946 anymore. You came back from World War II, and the women were happy that you didn't die. You prevented a tyranny from taking over the world. Things are a lot different, and unfortunately, we're in the world today where what normally was a high ROI pursuit, the only pursuit really in point and purpose in life, is no longer a high ROI. And so, just to give you some numbers here, it's just an excerpt. I'm going to read it, and then let this sink in so that you realize what the real cost of putting women number one in life in today's environment is, right? And I'd like to say I'm being edgy and, look, I put a price tag on women. Yeah, I did. This is the price you're going to pay. And I'm not trying to be edgy. I'm saying and to be perfectly honest, the price is total. The price is total in most of your guys' life, because your entire life, you can't put a price on your entire life. We can apply a wage, an hourly wage to it and all that. But the price you are paying is total. You will waste and ruin your life if you put women first in your life. Now, if you find the right one, it's all worth it. I account for that here in this book. But we're going to talk about what the real price is for you boys, so that maybe you get a slap across the face. I'm not saying you abandon women, but you put it in its proper perspective. And you say, oh, whoa, I only got 78 years on this planet. I better do X, Y, and Z instead. And what you'll find out, I also read in this book, you can have a little bit of both if you're wise and smart about how you spend your time and pursue women. All right, so this is a subtitle, Total Explicit Costs. This is after we've done some calculations. When all is said and done, starting from the age of 18 to your dying age at 78, the average man can expect to shell out in explicit cash expenses $260,785 in his pursuit, maintenance, and disposal of a woman. You say disposal, what do you divorce? It's pricey. And this optimistically assumes you do not get married and divorce a second, third, or fourth time. Just your average man marrying once and divorcing once will spend over $250,000 in cash expenses pursuing women, almost half of which are disposal costs. Admittedly, there's a 50% chance you do not get divorced, in which case you will only, in quotes, incur $148,000 in lifetime expenses. But whether it's $260,000 or $148,000, both are more than enough of an initial nest egg to fully fund the retirement of a single man. Now we get into opportunity costs. This is the conversation me and my buddy, I won't mention his name because we're roughly the same age, and we were young and we were chasing girls, and he's like, do you know how much further ahead we'd be if we just worked more or did something else? I'm like, yeah, actually I do, right here. I got the number right here. The joys of being an economist. I feel like Kowalski in the English. Kowalski, I need numbers. Well, sir, the opportunity cost for women is this. Give me options, Kowalski. Opportunity costs. Ask yourself a simple question. Even though you may not be married or some middle-aged 50-year-old right now, how many of you would go back in time to tell your 18-year-old self to spend less time chasing girls, spend that time instead working more and making more money, and 3, take said money, invest it in the S&P 500? And even though you may not know the precise math of it, it's pretty much a guarantee every man reading this book, let alone every man in the world, wishes he could tell his younger self to have done precisely that. Invest more in himself, less in women, and park the savings in the market. This opportunity cost is theoretical. Neither you nor I nor most of the men in the world had the wisdom or maturity to stop wasting money chasing girls and invest it instead in the stock market. But it is still a price we paid in that we did not chase women through that. Okay, I'm sorry. But it is still a price we paid, and that if we did not chase women, the resulting savings technically would have gone somewhere, some of which may be into the S&P 500 index fund. And though we could debate that we would have likely fretted it away on video games or travel to attach a price tag to the opportunity we forfeited, theoretically parking said savings into the S&P 500 is a very logical and financially sound assumption. So basically, I'm just saying if we wanted to put a price tag on it, regardless of whether we went out and had fun with the money instead, we have to put a number on it. And so had you taken the $260,000 you spent chasing women and invested it instead in the S&P 500 index, starting at 18 with an inflation-adjusted 8.64% rate of return per year until you lived the average male life expectancy of 79 years, you would have, anyone want to guess? Anyone want to guess? $9.7 million, $9,424,311 more than the $260,000 you spent chasing girls. That $9.4 million is your opportunity cost in chasing women, though if you avoided divorce, this drops down to only $6.9 million. Of course, the real opportunity cost is not necessarily the money, but what you could have done with it. $9.4 million is of no value to a 79-year-old man because he's almost dead. But over the course of your life, what could you have done with that $9.4 million? Could you have traveled more? Could you have pursued more hobbies? What about work? What about an entrepreneurial venture? Would you even need a job unless you wanted it? And what about all the psychological and physical health benefits that would come with the financial stability, peace, and calm that such money could afford? All those months you were worried about making rent or affording groceries would have never happened had you not been chasing girls. It's hard to put a price tag on such things. And so there you go. I try to knock them out of the park as an economist, the dot-com bubble, education bubble, housing bubble, all that. There is no bigger expenditure in your life than you boys are going to be doing chasing girls. None. Okay. And if you want to have successful finances, okay, you got to start there. And I'm not saying don't chase girls, right? But I'll tell you right now, had I been wiser with my time, not necessarily my money, because it didn't have any, but had I been wiser with my time, I would have had like 95% the same amount of success as I would have, and a lot more money, had I changed and tweaked a couple things in my pursuit of women, namely not putting them number one. And I elaborate on those things in the book. That's the real value of the book. You drop the $12.95. The link is down below in there. And also and then it goes on to intangible savings, like the headache. Well, that's just money, guys. That was just money. What percent of the dates have you gone on were actually fun? If you really got to think about it, it's not the percentage of dates. It's the percent of of all the minutes you spent chasing girls, what percent of the minutes were fun actually being on a date with a girl? Not on a date with a girl, was fun and on a date with a girl. And this doesn't even include any of the way, hey fun, right? It is the largest economic loss in the history of humankind, and that is men's pursuit of women. I'm not saying the pursuit isn't worth it, but it is vital if you're going to pursue women, which I advise you do, that you do it correctly. And maybe you're not going to have 9.6 million by the time you're 79, but you definitely will have multiple millions in today's dollars, hopefully by the age of 50, if you just play it right. Dude, you avoid divorce, you're leagues ahead of your colleagues. Leagues. I don't know what a league is. It's a long distance. So there you go. I'm just looking for that $160 kind of. I am slacking on the gym. Yep, I am. I have not been able to go to the gym. I've been doing yard work. But Alex Bogey, Rush's burnout and bitterness is an example of the cost. Just yesterday, I had a girl stand me up. Only approach girls in between other tasks nowadays. Yeah, and it was burnout, and he was successful. But you only have so much energy. You only have so much fuel, guys. I've this is in the past many years ago. I likened it. I don't know if you remember the video where there's the rocket going to outer space and they're filming the booster rocket disengaging. That's like it. You'll fall back to Earth. You only have so much energy. You only have so much fuel. And when it's expended, you're going to stop propelling and you're going to fall back to Earth. Player burnout. I think he even wrote an article about it. The novelty wears off. It's not fun. It's not cute anymore. And in the olden days, I would have been like, what'd you stand me up? What did I do? Now it's just like, that is rude. That is insulting. How dare a girl stand you up? I'm sorry, Alex. I'm sorry that happened. That's right. But now we know. And I was like, okay, girls be girls. Why do you view us as equal? Because guys honor their word. There's the number one. We honor our word. We don't lie as much as gals apparently do. You know, how much time did you have to waste, you know? And you stood up. You went out on the day. I mean, yeah, it's fun. Oh, the chase is fun. Chris is black, or tornado chasing agent kid in the field. $2. Hey, good morning, Cappy. How are you? Good, actually. Pretty good. Getting stuff done. Got some a-hole consulting you go through. And that's that. All right. Yeah, dating is work without paying. Yes, it is. All right. We'll get back to work. More on the way. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.